Hello and welcome, my name's Leon Street. Today I'll be taking you through a WordPress tutorial / training video focusing on pages and posts. What are they? Adding, editing and deleting these pages, and just giving you a few tips along the way throughout this video, as well as some ideas to help you get your website populated with content with the kind of easiest approach that is available based on the experiences I've had of running many sites with WordPress. So there's a few assumptions that I'll be making with the demonstration in this video and the training. Those are, I'm assuming that you already know how to log into WordPress and that you have your own username and password already set up so that you can get straight in to your website, and then we can start the training direct from the WordPress dashboard. So what I'll do first of all is go over to WordPress and start the login process. Okay, so the first step is, now that we're at the login page for WordPress, we need to enter our username and password to gain access to the dashboard. So if you enter your details, and once you've entered those, just click on login. Now, based on however fast your connection is on the internet will determine how quick the login process takes. So we've logged in now. I'm just going to close a few toolbars that I'm using because I have some extra software installed on my laptop that you may not have. Right, the first step is this version of WordPress that I'm using is version 3.8. If you're using an earlier version, the layout may look slightly different, but all of the links and options that you have along the main menu running down the left hand column, left hand side, should all still be the same, so don't worry about that. What I'm going to do is just go to the dashboard first of all. So this is the page that you would normally see when you first log in to WordPress, and I'm just going to dismiss this welcome message because I don't need it there. Right then, so this training video is all about posts and pages, and so I'm going to start with pages first of all. Pages you'll find on the left hand side, and just click on pages. So what will happen is you'll get a list of the existing pages on your site. If you have none, then this will be blank, but the key thing is the list of previously added pages. You can edit these by simply clicking on the title of one of the previously entered pages, or you can click on add new. Now let me just give you a bit of background as to what pages are. Pages are normally things that you will find on a website, like the About Us page, your services page, your product page maybe, your contact us page, your mission statement, the kind of static pages. And when I say static, I mean the kind of pages that aren't updated regularly. You put the content on there and you may revisit that content probably every quarter, every 6 months, maybe every year or even longer if you don't update your website that much. Maybe you should look at having it updated every year anyway, just to make sure your content is fresh. But anyway, that's aside. So pages, if we want to add a new page, simply click on the add new link. You'll find the add new link under pages on the left hand side, or right here next to the page's title in WordPress. So I'll click on add new. So when you get to the add new page, you'll see there's an option for a title, and we're going to call this one test page. And then below you have the visual editor where you can enter your text and add images. So if you're familiar with using Microsoft Word or the word processor on Google Docs, you'll be familiar with this kind of rich text editor, which is normally referred to as a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get editor. So you can enter your text here, and what I'm going to do is just copy some text from lipsum.com, just using some Latin text just to act as paragraphs. And so you can see I've now got 2 paragraphs on my page. I'll probably add a third just to make it a bit longer. What I want to do next is probably add a picture at the top, and so what I'll do is press enter and upload my image by clicking on the add media button. And what I'm going to do, I've got a picture already prepared, so I'll just get that ready. Click on the add media button, and you can see there's already some pictures in this particular website I'm using, but what I want is this upload files tab, so I've clicked on that. Now I can click on select files, and choose my picture from my computer, which will then be uploaded. So you'll see it's uploaded there. On the right hand side it will show me a summary, and it will then also give me some options for displaying. What I'll do with this particular picture is leave the alignment as none. I don't want to link to it for any clickable full size image, and I'll put the dimensions as a medium size, and then I'll insert this into the page. And we should have the picture appear here. So here you go. Here's the logo from my company Young Cow, and we've still got our text below. So that's the first step. As you can see, we've got a title which we've got above here. We then have an image. We also have some text, and what I can do is I'll make this middle paragraph bold. So I'll click on bold, and you can see that's now bold. And at the very bottom paragraph, I'll make this first part a link, and you can insert a link by clicking on this insert edit link icon here, and you can see it will then give me the option to put a link in. So I'll put a link into our website youngcow.co.uk, and I'll have that link to open in a new window, and then I'll click add. So I've finished editing this initial setup for our page, and so what I'll do is click on this publish button if I want to publish this particular page. Now let's say that we haven't finished editing our page. Maybe we only want to save it as a draft, so it's not published for the general public to gain access to. So what I'll do is click on save draft first of all, and you'll see that we now have a message here from WordPress saying that the draft page has been updated, so that means it's saved. Now on this right hand side here we have the publish box. This publish box is very important if you want to choose your publishing settings. So let's say that you want to publish this particular page on a given date. So let's say we wanted this page to have been published on the 10th of February. It's currently the 8th. Enter the date here and then press OK. So now you can see that this page would actually be scheduled for a particular date. This is highly important if you want to release content from your website at a given date. For me, this isn't particularly something that I require on a page, but it's something that we'll get into when we get onto the post section of this training video. So what I'm going to do is just put this back to the 8th, press OK. Remember, initially I saved this page as a draft because I don't want it published, but for the purposes of this training video I've finished editing this page in its basic format, so I'm going to press publish. If it doesn't respond straight away, just click the button again just to make sure, and you can see now the message has changed here and it says page is published. So underneath the title we have a few buttons here. All of these give a few different options. The first one, edit, allows you to change the permalink or the URL for that particular page. The second one allows you to view the page, and so what I'd like to do is actually view this page. So I'm going to click on view page so I can see the page that I've created. So what I'm expecting is my logo with some text and a link. So you can see as I scroll down on this website, we have the logo, we have the 3 paragraphs, we have the 3rd paragraph in a bold, and then our link is down here. It's just that the link color is not set up correctly on this particular website, which I'm only using for test purposes, but you can see the link is there, and when I click on the link it will then open up a new tab. So that is in effect WordPress pages. Now you can add and edit more on pages, and so a quick way to get back in to edit this particular page that I'm demonstrating at the moment, we can go to the top editor toolbar. Because we're logged in, it remembers that we're logged in, and so it gives us quick access to get back into the admin area on the dashboard or to the particular page or post that we're viewing. So I'll click on edit page, and so I can continue editing my page here. So what I'd like to do is place a video at the bottom of this particular page, and you'll notice on the editor there is actually a YouTube icon which allows you to embed YouTube videos, or you can add Vimeo videos if you use that particular service. I have a video already ready here, So what I'm going to do is copy the URL, the address at the top of this page on YouTube for this particular video that I created previously, and jump back into our editing page. I'll click on the Add YouTube button here, and then it gives me a few options to enter the height of the video as well as placing the video link. So you place your link between the square brackets, as it says there, place link, and so we've got our video link in right at the bottom on the third paragraph, and what I'm going to do is click on update to update this page. So now when I view the page, let's take a look, we should have a video at the bottom. So as you can see, the video is now at the bottom. It may be as you want it, but we do have further options with this YouTube adding video option in WordPress. So for instance, if the video was too big and say you wanted it smaller, you could change the options, and the way to do that is going back to the edit page button at the top again. So that loads, and if we just scroll down to the bottom when we have the short code, we can say here that for the height I'm going to use the natural height of this video. And so if I check on the embed options on YouTube, I can see the original width was 560 and the height was 315. So that's what we have here and what we have here. So if I put 560 for height and 315 for width and click update on the right hand side, when I view this page we should have the same video but in a smaller width. So just page updated, let's go to view page. So there's our video. Maybe I think I've entered the height and width in the wrong place. Let's just double check that. So I've clicked on edit just to go back, and yes, so we should have 315 height and 560 width. So I'll just click update again, and page updated, view page, and so you can see we have the logo, we have our text on the page, bold, we also have our link in there, and we have the video at the right dimensions, the original dimensions from YouTube. So in effect, that is how to add a page in WordPress. And so what I'll do is from the top here, top left, if you hover over your site name and click on dashboard, it will bring you back to the dashboard in WordPress, to where you logged into originally. Right, so now we've created our page. What you may be thinking is, well, how do we get to this particular page from our main menu? Right, once you've created a page, if you wish to add it to your main menu, you need to go down to Appearance on the bottom left and then click on Menus. Now with your WordPress site you will have a menu structure set up if it's been set up correctly. This will then allow you to place further pages onto this menu. You can see here our recently created page, test page, is now at the top in the most recent tab. We have our main menu, which has already been selected here at the top because it's our default menu. If I click on add to menu, you'll see it then add to our menu, and then if you click save menu, and if we go to the front end of this particular website, I'm just going to go to the home page, you'll see that our new test page is loaded up in the menu here, and if I click on it we should have the content that we added recently. So there we go, test page, logo, content and video. So in a nutshell, that's how to edit and add pages in WordPress. So if we go back to our site name at the top, click on dashboard, go down to pages on the left hand side, and if you're looking for your page you can either scroll down. If you find you've already got a lot of pages in your site, you can use the search on the top right. So I'll click in there, type in there test, and then click search. So there's our test page. Now if we didn't want to use that test page and we want to delete it, you simply click on the trash link when you hover over the title here to move it into the trash, like the recycle bin you have on your computer. And then if you do want to permanently delete that page, you can then click on trash and then choose the pages. If it's all of them or one particular one, it could just be the one, and you can then click on delete permanently. Now I would only recommend deleting permanently if you're absolutely sure that you want to get rid of this page and it will never be used again. If you've sent a page to the trash by accident, simply click on restore on that particular page and it will return it to the published items. So let's just go back. It said an error there. I think it was just a refreshing error. So yeah, we can see there's only one item in trash, so we should have now our test page. If I do a search top right, there's our test page restored successfully. Okay, so that's pages in WordPress. Now let's move over to posts and what posts are. So posts you'll find on the top left hand side of your WordPress admin area. So if I click on posts, now again you'll see the layout is very similar to pages, where we have add new over here or add new here next to the posts title, and then we have a number of posts running down our page that we've added previously. What's the difference between pages and posts, you're probably wondering. Let me tell you. Normally posts refer to the blog or news section on a WordPress website. The idea of a post is that it's a new piece of information that goes into a particular section on your website. So you can see here, here's the blog section of this particular website with posts or news items that have been added previously, and they go down by date order. So you have the newest at the top running down to the oldest near the bottom, and then when you get to the very bottom you normally have a paging facility where you can get to the next lot or page 2 of all of your blogs and so on. Okay, so the point of a blog is that it's a regular or a new piece of information that is posted to your blog or news section. The idea is that when somebody sees the title, there's an introduction piece of text, people can then click on the title or the read more button, and this brings them to the full blog entry where all of the content is for that particular piece of news or blog information. Now the way that you word your blog or you construct your blog is entirely down to you, your writing style, and what's right for the culture of your business or yourself if you have your own blog for your own individual use. So the key thing with posts, if I jump back to our admin area, is that posts are specifically for news items or blog items that are going onto your website, whereas pages are for static pages that sit on your website that don't have any new bits of information dropping or onto that page. I hope that's clear. Let's go and add a new blog. So if we click on add new, you can see the layout is very much the same as pages, but not to be confused because there's one particular difference here, and I'll come to that shortly. So if we add our blog title, so I'm going to call this blog title test. Again, you'd put in some content, so I'm copying this content here, a paragraph from Lipsum, just to make it look like I've written something. Lipsum is just some Latin text that dates back to the print age, where people use this to get their layouts of their pages, and it's then used for web design for people to get a feel of content, and I'm using it just because I'm being lazy instead of typing something out. Right, so imagine this is our blog, we've got a title, we've got our content. Now here's the difference. With a blog, normally blogs go into specific categories, and you'll see over here we have some categories already created, but what we can do is create more if we need more categories created or the right ones aren't there, and we can call this one, I'm going to call this one WordPress. So this one, I'm also going to make it a subcategory of blog, and I'm going to add it. So you can see now we have blog, which this blog post will belong to, and the subcategory WordPress I've also highlighted, and it's highlighted that automatically when I added it here. Okay, so I mentioned earlier as well about the publish box, and the thing with the publish box, it becomes more powerful when it comes to blogging or news items because they're normally time dependent or date dependent, and so here you may actually wish to set a date for when this blog is going to be available. So let's say we're going to publish this particular blog on the 10th of February 2014, and it's going to go live at 9 AM. We press OK, And the next step would be to make sure you've finished all of your editing. So if you needed to add an image, a video, or some links into your particular page content, you could do so, and it's the same method that we use with adding pages. It's the same editor, there's nothing different here. So once you've finished, simply click on schedule. So you can see now this particular blog would be scheduled for publishing on the 10th of February at 9 AM. Now, if I hadn't set a schedule date, it would automatically publish on this particular website. But what I need to do is change it back, because as part of this demo, I just want to show you that if you aren't scheduling content, you'll see that instead of schedule, the button text will actually change to publish, and it will go live straight away. There's one more thing to note when it comes to posts. Depending on how your theme is set up on your website in WordPress, will dictate whether or not you have a summary piece of content on your blog post page. And what I mean by that is, normally when you go to a blog, you'll see that these ones here, where we've got this blog with the content, and then we also have an introductory paragraph. Normally this is set up two ways. One, your theme does it automatically. It will choose an excerpt, normally the first part of your paragraph in the blog. Or what you can do is, if you go to the end of your, let's say your first introductory paragraph, you press enter, and then normally what you can do is use the read more icon, so it says insert more tag, and when you click on that, this dictates where the summary comes to an end. So how much of the text do you want as a summary before people have to click on read more. What I'm going to do is publish this particular blog so we can start to look at it from the front end of this website. Right then, so if I go back to this website, and then if I press refresh, we should have our new blog at the top. So you can see there, new post. Here it is. The new post was one I did previously. Blog title test. This is the one we're working on. So if I click on the title, this takes me to the full blog that we've just been looking at. So you can see here the difference again with posts and pages is that with a blog post, it gives us a date. The whole point is it's meant to be time dependent or work more like a news section on a website, and so effectively that's what a blog is. You can see that the theme has automatically decided where to chop my first paragraph, even though I've put an insert more option. But if your theme has this set up already, it will override that insert more option, so don't worry about that. If you're unsure of how to change that, you'll probably need to speak to your web design company to help you get around that. Anyway, so that's our blog. If you want to get pictures on your blog, I'll show you that. So let's go back to this particular one that we've been working on, and then at the top click on edit post, which gets you straight back into it a lot quicker. What you can do is choose a featured image. The featured image will show, but again it all depends on how your theme is set up in WordPress. And when I say theme, what I'm talking about is the general layout of your WordPress website, because it will have its own controls that override and put in place the layout, color and options of how your website works. The engine, WordPress behind the scenes, will all be the same, but the way things are displayed can vary depending on how your website has been set up. So if we click on featured image, what we can do is either look at what's already on our server. I'm going to use the logo I uploaded previously. So if we go back, click on that and then set featured image, you see it loads up there. What I'll do is click update to make sure my changes have been saved. Now let's go and view post to have a look at this blog. Right, and so let's go back to the main blog page on this website, and you can see now the featured image is showing here. So now it starts to look like the previous ones. And the other good thing is that whenever you are creating blogs, always add pictures, because it will help to engage your customers who are visually switched on get them to read the content, because 9 times out of 10, if you've got a page full of content, unless I'm really into what you've got to say, it becomes very difficult in terms of reading and engaging, whereas pictures help to break up the text and make it easier to read, and that's what you want for your customers. So then, just jumping back to the top, let's go to the site name, hover over that, click on dashboard, and we get back to the WordPress dashboard. So to summarize, we've looked at pages, we've looked at posts in WordPress. The difference is pages are normally static content like about us, pages, terms, conditions, privacy policies, those kind of bits of information. Posts are normally your latest news that are regularly updated on your website. I also then gave you a few tips on putting content onto your pages and posts, images, and also a YouTube video, and then with pages in particular, how to add them to your main menu. So we went to appearance and then menus. If you need to remove your pages from the menus, just to round up, go back to appearance, then menus, find your main menu again if you've got more than one menu, and once you have selected the right menu, go down, click on the page, the little black arrow pointing down. So we click on the page that we want to remove from the menu item, click on remove right there, press save. So if we just make sure we've clicked on that, and then if you want to check that the menu's now been removed, hover over your site name, click on view site to get back to the front end. You can see that our test page has now gone off this menu. So I hope this video has been helpful in terms of helping you to understand pages and posts, adding the content onto your site. If you'd like to find out a bit more, or you still have further questions, please leave them in the comments box on our YouTube page. Otherwise, you can check out our website, which is www.youngcow.co.uk. So my name's Leon Street. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.